Hey folks, Nathan here from Star Wars Beyond the Films and Cloud City Casino, a Star Wars gaming podcast over at StarWarsReport.com. Bringing you a look here at more X-Wing 2nd Edition products. We've begun the wave of huge ships here. This is the Tantive, I hate calling it Tantive instead of Tantive, 4 expansion pack. It's the 2nd edition version. $100, though you can get it for a discount at places like Miniature Market and whatnot, which is where I got mine. Not a lot of redesign to the particular model here, bringing our huge ships into play. Notice here, though, they have updated the base, which I find nice. Then we've got our range ruler that comes with it, of course, going all the way up to range 5. The ship token, fairly large, Alderaanian Guard on one side. On the other side, though, you notice it's not Rebel Alliance, it's Galactic Republic, a Republic Judiciary ship. Each of these ships is designed now to fit with 2 different factions, though as we will find when we look at the conversion kit, they really aren't balanced at all between factions right now. Okay. Then, with our range ruler being sort of special here, we also have a special maneuver tool, nicely done in the plastic, as those recent upgrade ones you could buy, rather than being just cardboard, which is, again, kind of nice. Use that hook there with the shapes there to handle your banking and whatnot. All your different maneuver types shown. We have our turret arc indicators. Now, for these huge ships, the turret arc indicators have sort of a gray side and a white side to each of them. We have one for 2 turret arc, then 2 for 1. But if you look down here, our double and single turrets are also represented by these tokens, which also have a black or a white side and a symbol to show you what type of turret indicator it is. So you can put those on the upgrade card that corresponds to those. Okay, so nice way of kind of hanging on to this concept and yet making it a little bit more easy to use when you're dealing with one of these enormous ships here. Now, something new here for the huge ships is a resource tracker to track your shields and energy rather than tokens, which makes it a lot more user-friendly, I think. We have our maneuver dials. Notice there's one for the Alliance, one for the Republic, CR-90 Corellian Corvette. Proof of purchase. We then have our ship token, or our dial token, our dial ID token, but notice the opposite side actually has the Imperial Raider on it. The Imperial Raider was going to be one of the next ships being released here in a 2nd edition version. Fantasy Flight has announced that they have so many of them from the 1st edition still in stock that they're not actually going to put out a 2nd edition version of it at all. To play with the Raider, you're going to need the conversion kit. And apparently now you've got a dial ID token here in this set. Whatever, kind of weird, but okay. All right, then we have our ID tokens there, number 10, except a set of 5 this time rather than 3. We have our lock tokens here, okay, 3 of them, for 10, again, black and white, of course. 6 ion tokens, 1 disarm token, 3 jam tokens, 2 evade, 2 calculate, and 1 reinforce. We have a total of 12 standard charges here, no force charges. And with each of these big new ships here for a 2nd edition, these revamped ships, re-released ships, we've got a regular sort of product guide for that particular item, but then because you may not have picked up the conversion kit or anything like that, they're giving us huge ship rules as a separate rule book that currently is packed into each of these. And I must say, it feels like the rules have been more fleshed out. It feels like they thought it over a little bit more than the first time around, probably because of just the experience of the first time around. But it just feels like the approach they're taking to the way that these integrate with the game just makes more sense this time. It's kind of like what they did with the 2nd Armada campaign expansion. They really sort of learned from, the issues that the first one had. So, that's our regular components here. Let's check out the cards. All right, so we have a lot of cards here, most of which are upgrades and new damage deck cards. So our 2 ship cards here, we have Alderaanian Guard and Republic Judiciary. Some things to note about these that I won't talk about in the future. I'll just hit them here the first time we're looking at one of these new huge ships. Is that they have their regular initiative value when it comes to figuring out the activation phase, but when it comes to the actual engagement phase, they have an engagement value underneath now, right? So the 8 with a 0 underneath. They take 2 actions, hence a little 2x underneath the faction symbol. And if you look down below, you'll find that next to the shield and energy icons and their numbers, there's those little triangles, right? The little chevrons there. They basically let you know that you have a recurring ability for that helps you essentially regain shield or energy, which is pretty cool there. So again, they've sort of thought these through a little bit better, it feels like to me. Then you've got your quick build cards for both, with threat values there of 9. Then lots and lots of upgrade cards. So hard point wise, we have ion cannon battery, point defense battery, targeting battery, and turbo laser battery. Now the ship, gets 1 regular attack, but can get bonus attacks thanks to things like this. And notice that these, in many cases, have ranges that go beyond 1 to 3 into that longer range ruler range. Our command crew, we have Carlos Riken, Jan Dodonna, Remus Antilles, Stalwart Captain, and Strategic Commander. We have cargo cards, boosted scanners, adaptive shields, optimized power core, and Tabana reserves. Regular crew, novice technician, seasoned navigator, Torin Farr. Teams, gunnery specialists, sensor experts, damage control team, comms team, bombardment specialists, then our gunners, hotshot gunner, agile gunner, and then our titles, Tantive 4, Thunderstrike, Liberator, Jaina's Light, and Dodonna's Pride. Then for these huge ships, we have a new huge ship damage deck of 30 cards, all of which have, of course, just the regular unflipped side. But then the revealed side has 2 sections on it. We have sort of the regular section, and then if you're hit with a precision shot from a particular direction, you got a precision shot effect that can happen as well. So we've got turret disabled with damaged circuitry for 5 of the 10 for turret disabled. But then 3 of them are scrambled orders underneath, and then 2 of them are hull rupture. Then the ones marked as drive damaged up at the top, again there's 10, but it's stabilizer damaged for 3 of them, power surge for 4 of them, and engine coolant leak for the other 3. Controls disrupted, we have 8 of them. It's panicked crew for 3, exploding consoles for 2, crew shaken for 3, and then bridge hit, there's only 2 of those and they come in just 1 variant, with it being atmosphere leak for both. So there you have it, the CR-90 Corellian Corvette is back for 2nd edition, unlike the Imperial Raider, and it's available now for about $100.